I'm standing over my raised bed, sliding 2 cheap plastic containers down into the soil, drilling holes into the sides and bottom, and turning them into a mini worm farm that quietly feeds every plant around them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do this in your own garden, using 2 inexpensive containers to turn kitchen scraps into worm castings and liquid fertilizer that your plants can tap into every single day without you hauling buckets of compost around. This whole system is a simple in-bed composting structure. You drop food scraps in the top, worms do the work inside, and the nutrients drain right into the root zone of your plants. Instead of burying waste in random holes and hoping it breaks down, this mini worm farm becomes a permanent feeding station in the middle of your garden, so the soil gets richer and your plants get stronger with almost no extra effort. Let's start with what you'll end up with when this is finished. You'll have a pair of containers buried in your bed that constantly turn kitchen scraps into worm castings and nutrient-rich tea. Earthworms will move in and out through the holes you drilled, carrying those nutrients out into the bed. Every time it rains or you water, that mini worm farm releases more food to your plants, so you get thicker stems, deeper green leaves, and better harvests without buying fertilizer. Step 1 is choosing and preparing your 2 containers. You don't need anything fancy here. 2 cheap plastic pots or containers that nest together are perfect, as long as they're tall enough to reach down into the bed. One will sit on the soil as the lower chamber, and the other will stack on top as the main compost chamber. Give them a quick rinse, peel off any stickers, and make sure they don't have cracks that will fall apart in the soil. If you're gardening on a budget, don't worry about matching containers or buying anything new. Old nursery pots, leftover storage tubs, or even food-grade buckets you already have lying around can all be turned into this same simple system. Now we turn these into a worm highway. In the lower container, you'll drill large holes all around the sides, and in the bottom, so worms and soil life can move freely in and out. In the upper container, you'll drill generous holes in the bottom, and a ring of smaller holes around the lower sides to let moisture and worm tea drain down. You don't need to be precise. Just aim for holes big enough for worms to squeeze through, but not so big that the container collapses. Think of every hole as a tiny doorway for life to move in and out. The more pathways you create, the easier it is for worms, microbes, and moisture to travel between the worm farm and the surrounding soil, which means faster breakdown and stronger plants. Step 2 is choosing the right spot in your bed and digging the hole. Pick a central spot where roots from several plants can eventually reach, or place it between 2 future planting rows. Use a hand trowel or small shovel to dig a hole deep enough to sink the lower container almost entirely into the soil, leaving its top edge just at or slightly above ground level. Set the excavated soil aside. You'll use it to backfill around the sides when everything is in place. Now we seat the base of the worm farm. Place the lower container down into the hole so the drilled sides are in full contact with the surrounding soil. Pack some of that loosened soil snugly around the outside walls so there are no air gaps. This is the doorway for worms and microbes, so you want soil touching all those holes. When the base is solid, drop the second container on top, nesting it into place so it sits securely like a 2-story compost tower. Step 3 is building a comfortable home for your worms inside. Before you add any kitchen scraps, lay down a small layer of moist, shredded cardboard or newspaper at the bottom of the top container to act as bedding. Then add a scoop or 2 of finished compost or rich garden soil. This inoculates the system with microbes that kickstart the breakdown process. You're not dumping in 1,000 worms from a farm. Instead, you're creating a buffet and a cozy environment that will attract the earthworms already living in your soil. Now we start feeding the system with scraps. Add a small layer of kitchen waste, things like vegetable peels, coffee grounds, crushed eggshells, and wilted lettuce leaves. Chop larger pieces so they break down faster, and avoid meat, dairy, or oily foods that attract pests and smell bad. Cover those scraps with a thin layer of compost or soil and another sprinkle of shredded paper or dry leaves. This cover layer keeps smells down and makes the whole setup look tidy from above. If you're just starting out, it's better to add smaller amounts of scraps more often rather than dumping in a huge load all at once, because a gentle, steady feed keeps the system balanced and gives the worms time to catch up without going anaerobic or smelly. Moisture is what turns this from a simple scrap bucket into active compost. Lightly water the contents of the top container until everything is evenly damp, like a wrung-out sponge, but not soupy. That moisture will slowly drip through the drilled holes into the lower container and then into the surrounding soil, carrying dissolved nutrients with it. In a few weeks, this becomes a slow-release fertilizer tank that works every time you water your garden. Over the next days and weeks, worms from your garden will smell that food and start moving through the side and bottom holes. They'll crawl up into the container, eat the softened scraps, and leave behind castings, worm manure, that is incredibly rich in nutrients and beneficial microbes. As they travel back out into the soil, they carry those microbes with them, building soil structure and fertility directly where your plant roots are growing. Step 4 is day-to-day use and maintenance, and it couldn't be simpler. Once this mini worm farm is set up, you'll treat it like a small in-bed compost bin. A couple of times a week, lift the lid, add a handful or two of fresh kitchen scraps, cover them with a bit of dry material, and close it back up. If things ever look too dry, give it a splash of water. If it looks too wet and slimy, add more dry leaves, cardboard, or shredded paper to balance it out. Over time, you'll notice that the bed around this structure changes. The soil will get darker, crumbly, and loose, with many more worms than you had before. Plants closest to the mini worm farm often show deeper green leaves and stronger growth first, because their roots are tapping directly into that nutrient-rich zone. You may even notice that you're watering less often, because healthier soil holds moisture more effectively. You can think of this system as a permanent, low-maintenance fertilizer station inside your garden. There's no need to turn a big compost pile or haul heavy buckets of finished compost around the yard. The worms handle the turning, the microbes handle the breakdown, and gravity handles the delivery of nutrients to your plants. Your main job is simply to keep feeding the bin with small amounts of waste and giving it enough moisture to stay active. After a few months, you can even harvest some of the finished material from the top container. Gently scoop out the dark, crumbly worm castings from the upper layers and use them as a booster around seedlings or in pots. Leave some material and worms in the container so the system keeps running. This way, your 2 cheap containers don't just feed the bed, they also become a source of rich amendment you can use anywhere in your garden. So, let's quickly recap the steps you'll follow. You'll grab 2 cheap containers, drill generous holes, and sink the lower one into the center of your bed. You'll stack the second on top, add moist bedding and a bit of compost, then start feeding in small amounts of kitchen scraps covered by brown material. You'll keep the contents damp, let worms move in and out through the holes, and allow the system to quietly turn waste into worm castings and liquid fertilizer that feed every plant around it. By turning 2 cheap containers into this mini worm farm, you've created a self-feeding garden bed that gets better every season instead of wearing out. Your scraps now skip the trash can and go straight into building healthy soil, stronger plants, and bigger harvests right where you need them most. This is the kind of small, smart change that transforms an ordinary bed into a living, breathing ecosystem that works for you instead of against you. If you found this helpful and you're ready to keep turning simple, low-cost ideas into healthier soil and better harvests, tap that like button so more gardeners can discover this method. Subscribe for more practical, step-by-step organic gardening projects just like this, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see this mini worm farm feed next season: tomatoes, peppers, greens, or something else entirely.